Oh, free agent bidding is up next. So we actually could fill some of these positions in and not have to draft them. That is, So obviously, if we were going to if we could get a middle linebacker, that could save us some money to see who's out there. The only thing I could see on that is, I wonder how fast this goes. I feel like it's going to go quick. So if we go into this, we could find a quarterback and then really draft wide receivers. I think we have to just play this by ear and see what's out there. Because if there's a decent quarterback that we can get for a decent amount of money, because the computer's not going to bid on everybody. Like that left end, I'm not going to spend $22 million on him. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I need to go through and look at what I'm playing some of the other linemen. This is going to get hairy. All right. This may be part 2 of the offseason. I'm not for sure, but I've been cracking down some notes. I'll actually put the picture of my spreadsheet that I've got up here. Really, we've got 7 picks unless we trade down and get some more, which that could be something we do. The most dire need on our team right now is probably wide receiver. Right now, we've got Kenyon Walters, Kamani Joseph, and Yaman Figures, who are abysmal. We need at least one person to play alongside Walters and Joseph, and you all know that they didn't catch a lot of balls last year. After that, I'm still debating a Stevie Myers replacement. Or even somebody that could play behind him a year. Because here's the thing, everybody's talking about his A potential. Stevie Myers didn't grow any this year. On this picture, you could see the blue marks. The blue marks, which this game does a terrible job of letting you know the growth of the players from one season to the next. And this may be just end of season way they were playing then, but I hope not. I'm hoping this is what they are. But anybody that's got the light blue on their number, that means they went up by 5 or more. If it's purple, as in the case of Rael Boyd, it went down or it stayed the same. Donovan Sanders up there in the tight end category is the same way. Rael Boyd's is obviously because he was injured 90% of the year. I'm actually thinking now, looking at this and looking at the contracts, and you all can see the numbers and stuff. There's a Brashton Shatil on there that doesn't need to be there, but I may pull the trigger on a wide receiver in the first round. Unless there's an amazing, some of these reports come back, these quarterbacks, we got pro days, I think, still. But again, this depends. If we could pick up a wide receiver here in the free agency, and I keep forgetting that, I think we have to get a wide receiver on free agency. That's bar none. We need an A-class wide receiver. I think we look for maybe a quarterback, and then I also think we look for middle linebacker. If we can get a stout middle linebacker and have PJ Strong back them up, I mean, he's on a 4-year, $4 million contract. Somebody to play really strong in front of him, I think we'll be in good shape. Because if we can clear up the wide receiver and the middle linebacker, then I think we go out there and then we can bomb for, I think we look for maybe one cornerback during this, but we don't want to throw all of our money away. Usually you pick up 1 or 2 big things, but I think it would have to be a quarterback in the high 80s for me to do it, to replace Myers, to be honest. PJ Strong, a middle linebacker could be a necessity, a wide receiver. I think that's the 2 things we target. We target a wide receiver and we target a middle linebacker. We keep our eyes on a cornerback, and then we can draft all of those positions again and have them come up through the system. And there'll be unsigned free agents that we could pick up. Remember, we could sign up to 69. So we'll have that ability after this. This is the big free agents that people want to go after. All right, let's go into the free agency then. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm sure it's some kind of high-paced thing where everything's going to go at once. I wish you could look But like I said, let's look for a wide receiver and let's look for a middle linebacker. We've got plenty of cap space. Yeah, we've got $83 million. Obviously, I don't want to spend $83 million. I'm not going to buy two $22 million players. That would be ridiculous. Oh, this is going way too fast. Actually, lots of quarterbacks. Okay, let's look at wide receivers. Let's see what we got here. Chad Ochocinco is out there. Steve Smith, 82. He doesn't got a lot of years left. He wants $8 million. Randy Moss. I'll throw some money at Randy Moss. Let's go to middle linebacker. Who do we got here? Stephen Cooper, Kirk Morrison, John Lee, Gerald Hayes. This guy's pretty. Navarro Bowman, he's 76. What do we say that $6 million for this Stephen Cooper? I'll throw some money at him too. Let's go back to wide receiver. Randy Moss is going up real. He's $7 million. I'll throw $10 million at him. Oh my God, he's still going up. Malcolm Floyd could be a good pick too. I don't know if we can keep in the running for him. Let's go cornerbacks real quick. Eric Wright, Sheldon Brown. I'll throw money at him. I really wanted to get one of these. Moss is almost up to 10 million. His speed is still 91. Yeah, I'm going to throw some money at him. Quarterbacks. I'm not sold on any of these. None of these. We're not winning. Oh, we got somebody. We got Randy Moss. Okay, nice. We did not get him. So we need to go back and look at middle linebackers. Remember, our current linebacker is 66. Anything over that would be great. What's their awareness? 79 awareness for this dude. Gerald Hayes, 3 million 2 year. I'll throw some money at him. And then we didn't get our. Wow, these are starting to go fast. That's a lot of money for him. He's a little old for me to throw that many years at him. People are tearing it up. Some of the, yeah, I don't want to throw like that much money for a long-term contract on these old dudes. But 2 years for some of them won't be bad. Yeah, like 8 million on him. Okay, here's where I lose is I go look at other stuff and it just goes way too fast. We're winning the Hayes dude for a middle linebacker, so that's nice. We got a wide receiver. I think we're going to get that middle linebacker. So, cornerback, maybe go back into that. Like I said, it looks like we're kind of, there's just a lot of money going out right now. We could use, I mean, these guys are, this is a lot of money. Brian Williams. Yeah, I don't want to do the 5 years on these guys because I just don't know them very well. Pac-Man Jones. What's their speed on this? 93 for Pac-Man Jones. Yeah, that's... Do we throw money at Pac-Man Jones? Chris Johnson out of Louisville? Oh, what's he want? You know what? Boom. Dude, I will bring you onto the team. I know you're 71, but I think you can be in a row, and you're a card. Oh, you got to love that. All right. I would say, like I said, Randy Moss is our biggest pickup, an aged Randy Moss at 35 years old, 2 years, giving him almost $10 million. But immediately, he's 79 overall. He's on the decline, but he is already the best wide receiver on the team. And sometimes you got to do that. I mean, we've got to have some bodies and some spots. We also got Gerald Hayes as middle linebacker, 77. That's an 11 increase over PJ Strong. If he can run the middle and Jarrell Austin and Deshaun Jewett, you know what? A right outside linebacker would not be bad to. And Jarrell Austin's 79, so we don't got to go high on this. But if we could find like Fujita, like a cheap Banta Kane, a cheap like right outside linebacker, like to just back him up. Of course, these guys will go down if they're just stay regular free agents. So maybe we don't go after that. You can see our minimum requirement. We only got one. We need 2 of them. Well, there has to be. You could sign during the season because we're going to have to sign, you know, for everything else. All right, we got our boy Chris Johnson. So we picked up 3 positions that I think are key, and that's going to help us out a lot. All right, we're finished with bidding, contracts. I mean, we did 2 years, so it's not like a lot of damage. How do we want to do? Backloaded contracts are cheaper. I mean, it doesn't really matter on them because they're only 2-year contracts. This is good learning, though. I actually would rather front load the contracts so that it's only 2 years, but get the big bulk out. Then next year, when we really know what we need, we'll have the money. But 3 quality players. Randy Moss can be a threat, even if he distracts for maybe our new guy. This Chris Johnson, I think, is going to be a good rotational player. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, you just signed him because he's from Louisville. Yeah, pretty much. But we needed some depth at cornerback, and especially if we're going to draft a corner, we need somebody else there. But this does not put a lot of pressure on whoever we draft. I still think we draft all 3 of those positions. All right, looks like Pro Days is up next. So here's going to be our last chance to really look at these scouted players and figure out who we need to go after. Let's see. Sometimes I feel like if I don't... Yeah, okay, it's just Pro Days. I don't like the way this menu set off in the offseason. It's very cluttered. On Pro Days, you want to look at quarterbacks, defensive ends, linebackers, and defensive backs. And then if you have to, you go wide receivers and other things. So I think the first thing we do is, our quarterbacks. Well, let's do Matt Stewart again. Josh Scarlett, because it says they are play action. And I think we threw this Wazen guy on here. Because if we take a wide receiver or a corner in the first round, this Wazen guy at 6'6", I'm really interested in him. Just because of his height. This dude's 6'5", Jamin Mitchell. We may come back and throw him on. All right, quarterbacks. We don't need fullbacks. We don't need tight ends. Defensive ends. We were looking at, what's my list here? Did I have defensive end on the list? I have left end, but that's lower on the need now since our defensive line. I should have put some defensive tackles on there, to be honest with you all. Both of these guys are very low in the draft, though. So I may tack them on there just to do that. Because obviously we got to fill these positions. This is so much more stressful than NCAA because, well, NCAA is gradual because through the season you lose players and stuff. This is all just at once. So this is like new for me, somebody who's come up from the college ranks to this level. Let's look at the linebackers. I didn't scout any left outside linebackers. I didn't scout any right outside. It's all just middle linebackers. I'm just gonna put all 3 of them on there so we can get more information out of them. And then let's check out our cornerbacks. There's a lot of them. Not good speed on him. He's only 86 speed. It's Craig guy. Oh, he's negative injury. That's bad. Speed, acceleration, jumping. Brandon Anderson. I'm liking the way you look. Speed and acceleration. Oh, we might got these 2 right here are very interesting. Good jumping. Speed, acceleration, jumping. Ooh, there's some good cornerbacks in this draft. We can get as much information as we can on the ones we want to. Obviously, Baltimore, he's got a lot of speed. This guy's Faisal McGee, what a name. Speed, acceleration, not a lot of agility, but his speed is 99. Clay Walker, we need some more on you. 98 for Kari Mays. Holy cow. I like these wide receivers lower in the draft. Wasn't there one I added? Yeah, the Baltimore dude. Yeah, we'll get more information on him just because I think he's going to be one of the top picks. But these other people, this dude's 94 speed. What's their catching? Ah, that's what we don't know. We kind of need to know that. I'm going to do Elwood's. Okay, we got 4 more players. Actually, we're not supposed to scout wide receivers, but I'm going to do it anyway. I really wish I'd have put some more linebackers on there. We're doing all the middle linebackers. I only got 3 of them targeted. And I feel like I should have done... Maybe you just do linemen during the season, and that's what I screwed up. Oh, individual workouts. Holy crap, this is in-depth. Now, is there a guide for that? Scouting to receive accurate ratings. I don't know. This is crazy. So how many people do we get to work out individually? 5. Whoa, okay. Well, I think one of those wide receivers we bring in. Looks like their numbers have come down a little bit. I think everybody under the sun is going to get Tyree Baltimore to come work out. These dudes come down a little bit. His release is bad. We don't know. I think we have to try him. And this Mays guy. It's Ashley Anthony. Good acceleration, bad man coverage. That's actually not bad. What he was 3rd round because bad speed, bad man coverage, bad finesse. Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry, Moses McCorkle. You're not going to be on the team. So one of those 2 guys. Do we have their... Why would I want to know their throw on the run? That's so ridiculous that it just throws you those moves. This Craig guy's speed and acceleration. I'm really interested in him. So we got some of the catch and traffic over here. Speed. Oh, Chandras Oliver here. 60, 82. And this Brandon Anderson. I want to work this guy out because I'm interested to see what the rest of him. He's 97 speed too. That's pretty dope. And I don't know who else we work out here. The more and more I'm looking, I don't know if I want to take a cornerback in the 1st round. Speed, acceleration, jumping. This dude could be a hidden gem too. Speed, acceleration, jumping. If we knew what his catching 69. That's actually not bad. I'd like to know what the rest of it is. I'm gonna scout him. I know he's low, but I'm trying to be smart. And do we look at a quarterback? Throw power, throw accuracy, short, play action. So we've got some of the quarterback stuff. 96, 67, 94. Throw on the run, Josh Scarlett. Hello. Connor Wasem. His throw on the run is trash, so he would be a pocket quarterback. God, he's 6'6", though. Wow, his medium accuracy is 81. His short is 85. I want to know what his deep is. I don't think we're supposed to do quarterbacks here. This Connor Wasem's looking like the quarterback we're going to go after, so maybe I do go do this Baltimore guy to see if he's worth it. Or who was the 1st round cornerback? He's slow. See, I don't know if I like Can I do all and see who my one rounders are? Baltimore, Caleb. Because I think that quarterback's going to be available on down. This Aaron Miles, he's slow, but he seems like he's good. I don't know if he's first pick good. I feel like I have to. His release is so good. He could be like, we got to do Tyree Baltimore. I got to know, because if we're going to use the first round pick, but that does kind of hurt my feelings because I feel like we got some other wide receivers who could be available. Yeah, this Walker and Hayes. And if we start comparing, I mean, Baltimore's slower than them. Kyrie Mays looks really good. We just don't know. Release of 98. That dude is gone when he's out of the gate. Good jumping too. Baltimore. Just even when we take him and one of the other ones later on, that'd give us Randy Moss and two other receivers. The corners. We're looking at a good quarterback in the lower rounds. And we'll just have to do our best with the rest of it. So there may be an abrupt cut here. And I apologize for that. But there's a reason for this. This is the third time I'm doing the NFL draft. The first time I did the draft, everything was going great, and the game crashed. The second time that I did it, I made it all the way through the draft. And then when I hit OK to end the draft, it didn't let me sign any of the rookies. And so my team started 20 players short in the preseason. I have no idea what caused that. So evidently, I'm just going to have to be really careful here and hope that we do the draft correctly. Now, I'm going to try to do it the same way that I did. And sorry if I sound a little bit bitter, but this is the trashiest NFL draft screen ever. If you do any sorting down here at the bottom whatsoever, it will completely mess up who gets drafted. You will never know the order of who gets drafted again, and it never makes any announcements. So what I've done is I'm going to start out by trading the first pick, and I'm hoping that it works out the way that I want, because I think, and excuse me if I'm repeating myself, because like I said, this is the third time I'm doing a draft. I'm a little bitter, little bitter, everybody. And I know that it's going to be a debacle this time. I'm probably not going to get anybody that I want. And that really makes me mad, because the second time I went through, it was a near perfect draft. 5th, 6th, and 7th round were trash, but it worked out. So what I'm going to try to do is trade down. I think the last time I traded down to the 5th pick, I may actually try to go a little bit more. But let me double check who the 5th pick was so I can remember. Yeah, it's the Texans. Let me try with the Seahawks, actually, and see if they will trade up more picks for that. Because I will trade away the first pick. That's no big deal for me. Let's find Seattle. And we don't want any of the players. We will take that 7th pick. I will also take another 2nd round pick if they'll give it. They're a little bit interested in that. Now, what about a 3rd round pick? Actually, I'll go down. I'll go 4th round. They're still interested. Ooh, they will do that. Let me see if they'll go 3rd round. They must really need something. Who's their quarterback right now? Oh, Matt Hasselbeck. Yeah, they definitely want to go up and get a quarterback. Okay, yeah, we've got them. Let's try this 3rd round pick and see if they'll do that. No, trade rejected. Okay, so we'll have to do that 4th round pick. 2 round picks is 2nd round picks is amazing though. That is kind of better than I've got. So let me throw that 3rd round on there. Or no, that was the 4th round. Shoot. That was a good trade. So now we're picking a little bit different, but hopefully that pays off. I am a little bit worried now. So we got a first round pick, 2 2-round picks, a 3rd round pick, 2 4th round picks, and our 5, 6, and 7 pick. So that helped out a little bit. We'll see who they pick since we're picking 7 now. I am a little bit worried that I'm going to lose the player that I wanted. Like I said, I've kind of got everything all planned out. Wow, they took Josh Scarlett number 1. He was on our list, but I was not going to take him number 1. There was no way whatsoever. Also, you see up there at the top where it's doing the round 1 picks, it like just quits doing that randomly, like partway through the draft. I really see how people bash EA for over the years because it's never got good. Oh, wow, they took a left tackle. I like to see the first few picks here, and then after that, I'll sim to mine, and then we can move through a little bit faster. But I always like to see the first. But there's like no pomp and circumstances. There's no little do with the number 3 pick, you know. See, it doesn't even tell you who they draft either. Like, if you go down here to this dude, there's nothing on here that says who drafted him. Like, what good's the draft? Yeah, you got to wait for the round 1 thing up there to go by, but I would like to see who got Justin Hobbs. But, like, it's just, I know I'm bashing it pretty severely, but it's trash. It really is. Left outside linebacker. Again, we just don't know. We know Seattle took a quarterback. That's what they needed. But we don't know who else took these. It says that our team needs are quarterback, outside linebacker, and guard, which is really funny because we're going to get a middle linebacker, hopefully, in one of the later rounds. I do have a guard on the list. I used to have 2 guards on the list, but I think in my rage, I deleted it. So I don't know who it was. It was probably somebody really good, but I'll never know now because I cannot go back and look at my numbers. Yay for crashing. All right. Cardinals, don't do me dirty. They did not do me dirty. Yes. All right. So here was my plan of action. Let's go to all available. I don't want any of these top 3 quarterbacks. I do want Connor Wasom. I think he's the man for our job to follow Stevie Myers. If Stevie Myers succeeds when Wasom's his backup, that's fine. But I think we need to get weapons. And we're going to go over here and we're going to get our man Tyree Baltimore. Because I think he gives us the biggest ability to attack. Randy Moss on one side and probably Baltimore on the other one really gives us some depth. And in that second round, I think we'll be able to really go after a quarterback and maybe another weapon or a lineman to help. But our line, they really did well, if you remember the previous video, or it may have been on this one, with developing. But we're going to go ahead and take Tyree Baltimore. And with that, I will probably simulate up to the next pick. Benjamin Reynolds, Kelvin Sparks, Eldon Mills. Either I'm really bad at scouting or I did a good job of, oh, there's Khalil Manning. Now, he was on my list as one of my linemen. He was supposed to go in the second round, and somebody took him in the first round. So kudos to him. He had some legit stats, and that's it. So it looks like everybody else that we were looking into are still there. Let's go to my quarterbacks. And no, not all drafted, all available. And there's our boy. We're going to take Connor Wasom, quarterback out of Fresno State, as our second pick. I think he may be the future. He just seems to have some keys that we need when it comes to accuracy, middle deep passes, and hopefully deep passes. So we will take him, quarterback out of Fresno State. And we've got another pick coming up later in the round. So I'm interested to see who will be available. And yeah, every time it's drafted, it kicks this window up to the top. That's another thing. It's like, so yeah, they took Cameron Tua, but instead of it just going down a level so you could see who's the next pick, it kicks you to the very top of, see, there you go again. It makes no sense whatsoever. All right, we got pick 7 here in round 2. Let's scroll down here to the bottom and see if we've lost anybody. Let's see, Connor Martin, I don't think he was on my list. Demetrius Williams, here he is. No, nobody that we were looking at is taken. This may be the point we look at middle linebackers. And there's our boy, Wyatt Trickett. We could take him now. He's a 3rd round projection. We do have a 3rd round pick. What's our cornerback situation look like? Maximilian Elliott. What a name. On my list, I have this Sherrod Craig, but he's the 2nd one I would want. The first one is Brandon Anderson here. Then my hidden story down here is this Best guy. I think we got to get him. It says he's a 5th round pick. I think we use one of our 4th round picks to get him. Do we go middle linebacker now? Yeah, Trickett's pretty high on the list. I think we go with Wyatt Trickett and get a middle linebacker to play behind the guy we signed and just hope for the best on that one. We didn't have a lot on him, but we do need just a body there so he can come in and get some experience, and hopefully he turns out to be okay. Brandon Lee went. He's not on my list. All right, we'll simulate to the 3rd round. All right, so just going through here and seeing who they drafted. Jamal Seymour, yeah, Jamal Seymour was one of my highly rated linemen that I was looking at. That's sad that he went so high up. Clark Carrington, Holiday. There's that weird McGee guy. Jake Rogers, he was not on my list. I think Josh Fuller was the other player I wanted that I deleted off my list accidentally. But it is what it is. All right, so we're up. Here's where I'm thinking. Let me see where that Brandon Anderson is. It's going to be a while before we pick again. I think I'm going to take... Our 5 corner is going to be done before then. Or should I go after... Hayes? He's a 3rd round pick. Anderson is a 3rd round pick as well. But there's still 2 2nd round pick corners there. If Anderson goes, I still can get my boy. I wanted Craig's on my list too, but I don't think we'll get him. My boy Best down here. I would reach for him. I think I'm going to get the wide receiver. I think Kyrie Mays, 6 foot, jumps. He's got some speed. He's also from Fresno State, which is where Connor Wasom is from. We could have teammates on the team, and that will take care of our offensive weapons. So we just got to hope that those cornerbacks that I want stay on the board. All right, so there's Clay Walker. We had him. He was my 3rd pick for wide receiver, but we've already got my top 2 picks I wanted for wide receiver. So losing him is not a big deal at all, to be honest. He had some perks, but not the total package. And so far, it is a different draft than what I had done before. Just looking through here to see. Because there's Sherrod Craig, so he went. So I'm curious if Brandon Anderson goes too. Dorial Monroe, Voorhees Glover. These names. No! Somebody took Anderson. Oh, that hurts my feelings. So our top 2 corners that I wanted are gone. That is a major, major change in the draft. There's TJ Turner. I really liked him too on the line. This is went terribly wrong. And so that brings us up here. So we have to take a cornerback. We have 2 picks in this round. Though I think... Where's our boy at? Best down here, I think, is going to go quick. I want him, but let me not act hastily. Let's look at linemen, because we were wanting to draft some of them to see who's Deontay Fitzgerald is pretty stacked. I may actually just jump on him right now. The other person that was very similar to him is center Zach Worley. Zach is projected to go in the 6th round, so we can wait on him. Who do we have? This Eric Truss was okay, and then there was a Rashad Carr. And I'm not seeing him. This Demetrius Potts is really good too, but he's predicted to not get drafted. I think I'm going to take this Deontay Fitzgerald. This is way different than what I did before, but this gives us a lineman. We've got another pick in this round coming up, and I think we can get the center, the cornerback that I want. I hope, but I'm hoping this is a good investment for the future. All right, it was only 6 picks left from us, so let's see. Corey Clayton, didn't want him. Deaver, Webb, Bingley, O'Neal. All right, so we're in good shape. We can get the cornerback that we want. Again, it's a little different. I hate that we lost Brandon Anderson. I really wanted him, but I think this Bess is a super hidden gem. Speed 96, jump 99. Look at his zone coverage. His man coverage is 86. His zone is 87. This dude, Antoine Bess, could be like the super hidden, like just blessing that we need at cornerback to cover some speedsters. And, you know, with getting Deontay Fitzgerald on the line, I this may be a better draft. Maybe the crash was a blessing. Again, that's if we get through this one. But let's take him. We've still got 3 more picks, and we'll see what happens. What else would be great is if you could just divide it up by round. It's like, okay, I want to see the 4th round. Who did you draft in the 4th round instead of making me go all the way down through here? Eric Pendleton, Hopkins, Noel, Jamarius Carter. Like I said, this is very different. I'm going to put some thought power in this. Elle Woods, there's our boy. Oh, man, he got drafted. I don't know to who, but he got drafted. Congrats to him. There's Randall. There's Jason Waysome. He must be the brother of our quarterback. He went to Tennessee Chattanooga. That's a long way from Fresno, though. I don't think you know what? It's silly to even debate this. We've got weapons already. We've got a quarterback. We got our wide receivers. We've got a middle linebacker. We've got 1 cornerback. But you can't do it all in one draft. If we can get 2 offensive linemen, that would really be some good depth. And I think Worley and that Potts guy is also available. I feel like I'm missing somebody, though. Let's take Zach Worley here. He's got some good stats. That gives us a center. And that gives us Fitzpatrick, who's left. So we've got 2 linemen that we kind of talked about getting before the season was over. Yeah. Sorry, I'm mumbling my words around because I'm so tired. It is like 2 a.m. and I'm trying to record this so I can edit. And it just really stinks when like you something just crashes and burns when you try to like get it filmed. The editing part is not hard. It's recording it when it just messes up over and over. All right, round 6. I'm not expecting a lot to be out there. I'm kind of curious what is left. Should go to available. There's a couple quarterbacks. Algernon McDonald. Oh, he's out of Alabama. He might be like a reacher pick. Did we just pick up a halfback just to put him on the roster? You know, this is going to sound stupid. I really think I'm just going to draft this 5th round guy that's left over, this Algernon McDonald. He's from Alabama. You know, they breed great players, and we don't need anybody, but, you know, Reeve could use a good backup. If Nico gets injured, we would have a 3rd down back. So, I mean, I think this dude is kind of a good just reach pick. And we'll just see what he's got. All right, pickings are really slim at this point. You can get a kicker if you want. Cooper Browning. Sorry, Cooper. We got a decent kicker. He may miss some short ones, but that's because the person controlling him does not know how to aim. But I think if he's still on the board, the last guy I'm going to go after is another lineman. He may not be here. We got some DEs we could go after. Maybe take a reach on one of them. Boy, man. No, he's here. Demetrius Potts. I'm going to take a chance on him. I think he could be really good. I think he's got something maybe. I feel like, though, that I had his stats were showing earlier, and now they're not showing over there on his attributes. But, you know, last pick of the draft, who knows? We'll take him. The NFL draft is over. Well, thank you for that presentation. I really appreciated that, Madden. All right, so here's what I messed up before. I come here and I read these off and I simulated past it. So that was my fault. But let's look at our draft class. We got Tyree Baltimore out of OSU, OHIO. We got Connor Wasom, quarterback out of Fresno State. Wyatt Trickett, middle linebacker out of Western Michigan. Kari Mays, teammate of Connor Wasom at Fresno State. That could be a future connection. That could be powerful. A 6'6" quarterback throwing it to a 6-foot tall wide receiver. I like what the future may hold. DeAndre Fitzgerald took a left tackle out of Auburn, SEC built. We got Antoine Bess, cornerback out of Ole Miss. He's tall, he's light. He is the difference in all my other drafts besides these linemen is I picked up some other cornerbacks. So he's got a lot of pressure on him, especially he's just going to have to be ready. Zach Worley, center out of the Citadel. We got Algernon McDonald. He's a random pick. He's not on any of my list. I just saw he was from Alabama. He's a halfback. He's small. He's light. And I thought, you know what? If anything, he might be a returner. And Demetrius Potts. Supposed to be undrafted out of Portland State, but at 6'7", 320 pounds, I feel like we found something. So let's go through here, try to sign these players. I'm sure they're going to want a lot of money, but we've got to take care of them. They're the future of Bourbon City. Tyree Baltimore, $51 million 5-year contract, which really isn't. That's about, you could see over there the salary, how it builds up. That's still a lot of money. $51 million. That's a big signing. He better deliver immediately. All right, so we're here where we can see what the depth chart is. I'm going to let it automatically do this. We don't know everything, but we'll let it reorder and see what it is. Okay, it does put Stevie. Oh, it dropped Wasom down to like 70. So that does make pretty good sense. We don't know much about Connor Wasom. He'll obviously play in the preseason. We're going to sign some people for the preseason just to see what they do. But just looking at his contract, you can see here, 5-year, 28. Actually, it's 28.9 million. I might as well have said 29 million. Did I say that earlier? I don't know. Like I said, I've recorded this so much that, it's the bonus that he got that throws it back up there. So yeah, he's only getting paid about 3.82 million next year. If you compare that with Stevie Myers will be getting paid 1.47. So honestly, not too big of a discrepancy, but it is going to be interesting to see and let Wasom and these guys. I'm actually interested for the preseason to see some of these new players come out here and play. It's going to be neat to see that. I need to color these people a different color so that I know that they're trial members of the team until we go through I need to make sure that they're on the depth charts. What I'm trying to say is make sure that I get them on there so that they play and we can find out their stats, because that would be awful to not know them. And I don't think a Randy Moss will need to play in the preseason, but it may be nice to know. I don't know what it is, but in NCAA you do draft the new players and you got to wait till that first game for them to play. But I guess in this one, we've got these new guys on the team, and you've got to play them and figure out what their stats even are. So it's going to be real neat to see that. And I'm a little excited about it. There was one more person I thought we signed. Oh yeah, Wyatt Trickett. He is a new person on the team. I'm marking this on my list here. You all may get this little aspect or not. You all know that I am just a crazy person, that I keep way too many stats and stuff. Because along with the people we drafted, let's see, we got the 3 people we signed. So that would be Randy Moss, Gerald Hayes, and then Chris Johnson out of Louisville. That's right. And then the other guys. We've got Baltimore, Mays, Fitzgerald, McDonald, Potts, Worley, Waysome, and Bess. Okay, so just going through, we'll check out. Like I said, I got Algernon McDonald in a second, which we don't, like, again, we don't know what his stats are, really. We'll have to figure it out. He's got a 4-year, $2 million contract, so nothing big for him. You could look through the rest of this. We're going to have to sign, like I said, some more players. I may do that off screen, depending on how long the video is. Here's our boy. Look at this. He's actually better than Randy Moss. But I may put him in 2 slot and Moss in a 1, just to keep him from getting hurt. Because you don't want anybody getting hurt in the first preseason game. But yeah, that big contract, 5-year, $51 million. That is first round money. That is a lot. And he's going to get paid a lot coming 2014-15, $11 and $14 million. That is crazy. You can see and we got Mays down there, who's going to be the 3rd. So yeah, that makes sense. They've got Walters as a 70. There's just no way. Like I said, in the preseason, I'm going to have to be very careful who I'm playing and when I play them. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Heinzman and Glass, and then we got Donovan Sanders. So the tight end core is coming back. Let's see what they do here. They got Fitzgerald starting over Sparks. Sparks is making $25 million over 5 years, so I don't know if I can let that happen. But again, we've got some players we got to figure out before we set the real depth chart for the season. There's Zach Worley. The linemen, they're all around 4-year, $2 million. So I'm not going to bring up each individual screen for them. Just so you all know, Zach Worley and we've got some depth on our offensive line, which may be really good, except right guard. We may need to sign another right guard to solidify that. Now that I've looked at that, Chris Mahan is supposed to be on there. I don't know why I'll have to go down here and here's our other right guard. So I'll have to go back through here and redo these a little bit. But it doesn't matter going in the preseason because it's going to change anyway. But you do want your right end, like Ryle Boyd is. Whoa, what? Okay, never mind. That's Tylen Anderson's side. I got the sides mixed up. I was a little nervous. This should be, Ryle Boyd. As long as we can keep him healthy. But I'm expecting his injury stat to be like 10. He just cannot stay together. I hate that the injury stat is all at the end. His injury is 90. I feel like that's just not accurate at all. He got hurt way too much last year. His backup is Tylen Anderson. So why is Tylen Anderson starting over here then? When that should be Dalton's. I'm going to definitely have to go through here. And I know he's rated higher, but I'm going to have to go through here and just double check on these and really make sure. But we can see some of the new players. Just to see where they're at. You can see some of their numbers. Deshaun Jewett's 87 overall. Middle linebacker, I'm interested to see this. Okay, Gerald Hayes, our signing. We got PJ Strong. And then Wyatt Trickett. I don't remember what he signed for. I don't think it was too much. 4-year, $4.75 million. So not too bad. A lot of our players we drafted were steals. Not just saying that. Here's what our new cornerback looks like. Looks like Bess. Oh, talk about deals. Bess, 4 years, $2.3 million. He is now the number 1 slot. Tomas Franklin, which I think I'll put Chris Johnson up there. Again, we're going to play him in the preseason just to see what they do. But Chris Johnson is a vet in the league, so we know where he's at. But I think with him having a little bit more tenure in the league, which it doesn't look like it looks like his stats are pretty bad. We may have jumped on that one, but that's okay. That's what you do. That's some depth in case somebody gets hurt. Doolittle at safety at a 90 overall. He's the best player on the team. He's going to want big money soon. When's his contract up? I hope he's like one of the 3 years left. Thank the Lord. He'll want like $40 million or more. And we got Devin Walters out there. I like the way the team looks. I think we got a lot of possibilities. I'm curious who they're going to have. They got Yaman Figures back there. But I think Algernon McDonald could also be back there, depending. Yaman Figures, he's overall 99 for that. I don't know if I want Chris Johnson back there. You definitely don't want a cornerback who doesn't got that good of hands. But, yeah, we'll have to see what Algernon McDonald can do. And like I said, you just want to make sure players don't get hurt in the preseason. We still got to sign some players for who's our third down running back. Oh, they had McDonald in there at that spot. See, that's usually Nico Carter's spot. So we're gonna have to really figure out McDonald to see where he fits in on the team. It's gonna be, we need to get a third quarterback. So it looks like right now we need to get a guard and a quarterback. And I'm sure there's some other spots I need to fill on the team. And I'm sure the game will tell me at some point. All right, so we're here in the preseason. This is probably the last thing we'll look at before we end the episode. It's evidently signed some like walk-on, undrafted free agents. So you got this BJ Sweat with 2 T's here. I didn't sign these players, and I don't think I had a choice. So it put them on the team, but you know they're probably not going to make the team. I feel like this game, when you hit advance, it skips stuff. Like there was probably something there about, you know, cut days are coming up, but you know, what if I wanted to sign somebody? I mean, you know, we got the free agents list. You know, what if I wanted to sign them on my own? But you know, now you can't do that. So I'll just have to go through, because we could sign anybody up to 69. Now, so if we wanted to sign Caleb Haney, we could. Wow, he's the bottom. So we're not really helping ourselves out too much. Yeah, I was talking about signing Cedric Benson. Yeah, we can't do that. He's too high. Actually, there is no halfback we can sign. We may be more limited than I thought. Okay, there's a few fullbacks if we needed a fullback. Okay, yeah, there's up to 69. There's actually 69 is the highest. So yeah, maybe winning one game doesn't really help us too much. But if we get injuries, we'll be able to put somebody in there who's somewhat competent at the position. So the last thing I will look at is, let's see what our preseason schedule is. Looks like we open up at home. I'm probably not going to play like certain players like that BJ Sweet or whatever, you know, it's just kind of ridiculous. Oh, we can't look at anything else. This is it. That's the league schedule, is just one game. Excuse you? This game, I don't know. The more that I've played it, it's terrible. Okay. No, that's last year. Why do we not have this year's schedule? Oh my God, this is awful. Okay, anyways. So our first preseason game is going to be against the Indianapolis Colts. I will tinker with the depth charts and get it ready for the preseason game. And then next episode, we will start season 2 with the Bourbon City Coopers franchise. And hopefully more victories will come our way. We've loaded up with some weapons at certain positions. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see these players get on the field during preseason and earn their spot on the team. And then maybe we got lucky and got some diamonds in the rough on the free agency signing. Though I am if some of those free agents do pop up and be more than that 69, I may have to cut them and sign somebody else because I feel like that's unfair to the system. But it didn't pop up to say sign your own free agents to fill the roster, and I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Anyways, I'm glad the third time I did the draft worked. But anyways, leave a comment below. Let me know what your predictions are for the Bourbon City Coopers this season. What's the record going to be? Let me know down below. But as always, thanks for watching. God bless. Hope you make good decisions out there. I'll see y'all next time. Good night, everybody. Special thanks to these September Patreon supporters. If they were aluminum siding, I would nail them against the house. Party Commissar, Least Expected, James Matisse, Nicholas Absher, Zachary McKinley, Critias, and MrHurricane. Follow the link to join their support.